the pressure here. She's twice world indoor champion. People tend to forget that because she hasn't yet produced the medals outdoors. But Harper in 4, Wells in 5, Jones in 6. Good start from Lolo Jones. Moving well at the moment, also going very well as Kelly Wells in the pink. Jones just easing away, but look at Dawn Harper there, 4th from right. Jones has got some work to do at the moment. It's really tight at the front end. Coming through on the far side there in 2 is Queen Harrison. Oh my word. This is an athlete who won an NCAA double with 100 hurdles and 400 hurdles back in 2010. She's already won 12.98 this year. But who'd have thought 12.71 would defeat a field of that caliber? It is the fastest time in the world this year. The wind was a minus 1.6. And the big names who were so focused on Harper, Wells, Jones, that separated over on the far side, Dwight. Queen Harrison took them all to the cleaners there. She's run a 52 flat 400. She's got real speed and great endurance. But her coach, Charles Foster, 4th in the Olympics himself back in 76, will be one very, very happy man having seen that.
That tells you how fit she is into a headwind of almost 4 miles per hour. Queen Harrison, 2nd from the right, looks to be out of it at this point. At this point of the race, it's Dawn Harper and Lolo Jones very, very close, but then Queen Harrison makes a move around hurdle number 5, gets into her rhythm. Now she's even with Dawn Harper, and she has the best sprint off the final hurdle, and she edges Harper. Looks like Jones might have been 4th, but look at the middle of the track. That's Harper on the right. She was a little wiggly in the blocks, but going well here, along with Lolo Jones on the left. And then Queen Harrison just coming into the frame there at the top, and she just barnstorms off the last 3 hurdles. A great sprint off the final hurdle, and out leans the gold silver medalist Dawn Harper. And Queen Harrison, boy, she means business in 2013.
Well, it didn't go quite a script, did it? I mean, she wasn't in shot for half of that. That was a real surprise run from the Virginia Tech athlete, 24 years old now. But Queen Harrison is the winner, 12.71 from Dawn Harper, 12.74. Kelly Wells, 20.78. Lolo was in 4th place. She's with Dan.
Lolo, how big of a deep breath do you take in relief that you got through this weekend? A lot of intensity, a lot of pressure. Are you relieved that it's over?
Well, I'm just excited for the start of the season, pretty much. That was a good race, and I'm just looking forward to getting into the groove of, running races,
Is it improvement from your last race, 12.80, 12.79 today? Tell us about this race.
Well, obviously the crowd is way into it, and it's a unique situation where I normally have it indoors to kind of work off of. This is like my, come from bobsled season. I'm kind of a little bit still rusty on hurdles, but I'm having a blast out there. Like, I really, I think taking a break from track and field, as much as it sucks because, it messes up your rhythm, it was good for me. I needed it.
Well, this kind of support can be a blessing or a curse. Which is it for you?
I gotta say a little bit of both. I mean, I feel like their disappointment, I feel like I let the crowd down today. I'm pleased with my run because it's so early in the season, but it obviously, it hurts not to, make the hometown crowd happy, so.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, Lolo there, very philosophical, I guess, Dwight. It's a long, long season ahead of us. 4 months away, those World Championships in Moscow. She's got to make the team, of course, through the US trials back here in Des Moines in a couple of months' time.
And it's the first time, as she mentioned, that she didn't have an indoor season to set up her outdoor season. And 12.79 into a wind, I have to tell you, it's not so bad. Lolo Jones is 3rd from the left of your screen. And, of course, right next to her are the 2 Olympic medalists, Kelly Wells right to her left, and Dawn Harper to her left there. And there is Queen Harrison. And watch how she is just not in the race for the first 5 hurdles. Take a look at that. Lolo Jones reacts pretty well to the gun, and maybe even slightly beating Dawn Harper to the first hurdle. Set up very nicely there is Lolo Jones. And then Dawn Harper, always good in the middle of the track. She's Olympic champion in Beijing. She is silver medalist from London. And right here, they are even. And now Queen Harrison, 2nd from the right, starts to make a move. And she is now pretty much caught up with Dawn Harper. And then watch the sprint off the final hurdle here for Queen Harrison. Just incredible there. You can see the lean at the tape. She gets it in 12.71 into a 1.6 wind. And she was happy, but it was like, yeah, I expected to do that. And she's now downstairs with Dan O'Brien.
Queen, a tremendous finish on that race. You weren't surprised, though. You look like, hey, I can run this race with this group.
Most definitely. I've always trained to be a dual hurdler, and this year I decided, instead of being a Jill of all trades, to focus on one and be the master at that. So I've had great training, and I really feel like I can compete with the best in the world.
Take us through the race, really from start to finish. Big race, like Olympic caliber. Take us through.
I never had the best start, and that's something I've been working on this whole season. So for me to even stay in the game through hurdle 2, I knew that I could have a really great finish because I'm always good 5 through 10. But great field. This early in the season, it was really tough, but everybody did great, and it could have been any of us, you know. That's how the 100 hurdles is in America.
We're going to see you continue to run both hurdle races?
Yes, this year I'm just focusing on the 100 hurdles, though, so you'll only see me in the straightaway. That's why that victory lap tired me out a little bit, but I'll be back on the 400 hurdles.
All right, great race.
Thank you.
Well, the celebration there of Queen Harrison will continue, I'm sure. Only 1/10 of a second off her PR into a headwind. Lolo Jones a little frustrated, almost looking a bit bemused there. But a fabulous win for Queen Harrison there after what was an appalling start. Way to go. Well, Lolo Jones looking a little bemused. She didn't even make that result card there. 12:71, the time of Queen Harrison. But Lolo Jones will move on from this. There is the celebration from the athlete we least expected to take that one. Indeed, she was in about 6th or 7th place at the halfway in that 100 hurdles. What a run. Next on the track, the men's mile, the classic blue ribbon event. And Paul Swangard to take us through it.
Thank you very much, Tim. You see the records there. El Garouche still with the mark set back in 1999. And, of course, focus today on the stadium record held by Alan Webb back in 2007. And there is Nick Willis, Olympic silver medalist back in Beijing in 2008. And he is the class of the field today. First visit to Drake Stadium. And he is going to have to attack the 3-time defending champion, Tim.
He is indeed, yes. Boaz Lalang of Kenya, the 24-year-old, is a 1:42 man at 800 meters, much quicker than Willis on paper. And he could be a real danger if it's not fast early on.
And there you see a look at the rest of the field. AJ Acosta, the former All-American from Oregon, the runner-up a year ago. And on the other side, Miles Batty set the collegiate indoor record, while at BYU a year ago it was broken at the Millrose Games earlier in 2013. The men's mile here at the Drake Relays.
Well, Nick Willis had a distinguished collegiate career at Michigan and was also the 2006 Commonwealth Games champion. So he's been around a long time, 30 years of age now.
And we're underway with the men's mile here at the Drake Relays. Emmanuel Bohr of Kenya is scheduled to set the pace. And we'll take the leaders out in front. You see Willis in the yellow, currently running second. And Lalang currently in second.
Yeah, Nick Willis comes fresh from a number of races down under in Australia and New Zealand, where he ran a 3:34, 1,500 meters. That equates to about a 3:51, 3:52 mile just a few weeks ago. So we know he's in very good shape. And he'll want this early pace to be, even though he's a good tactician, Paul, I think with Nick Willis there in 3rd place in yellow, will want this early pace to be very, very buoyant.
Running in 4th is Silas Castorio of Kenya. He had 12 individual national titles for Oklahoma Christian in NAIA.
Well, 58.96 there, the first quarter. And Lalang leading about 58 flat, in fact, as they went through the quarter mile. But it's still single file. This is a healthy enough pace. You know, people talk about let's go out in a 55 or a 56 and go through 800 and 153, Paul. But of course, that would be world record pace. And I think this is a more realistic, sensible tempo at this time of the season.
So Bohr continues to set the pace. Lalang, Willis, Castorio.
And unfortunately for them, the wind has picked up a little bit, not nearly as bad as it was yesterday afternoon, but still a problem when they come up this home stretch because it is blowing in their face, the wind blowing south to north here at the stadium.
Bohr was asked to bring the group through in about 1:55. And a little bit behind that, he'll step away now with 2 laps to go.
That was a laborious lap. That must have been around 1:59.2 at the half mile, but that second lap was outside 60 seconds, really slow. And I don't know if Lalang or Willis will have been urging him on. Bohr there, the pacemaker, but that's a slow second lap, and it's turning out to be a tactical affair. I didn't expect this.
Well, a year ago, it was a tactical race, and Lalang, with a solid 54.5-second final lap, took that race as he overtook A.J. Acosta. Acosta well back in the field right now. Talked to him earlier today, just didn't feel like he has his speed yet.
Well, I know Nick Willis was very disappointed with his 9th place in London at the Olympic Games over the 1,500 meters. I don't know if he's got the speed to cope with Lalang, who's a member of that select club of athletes who have broken 1:43 for 800, and he's sitting on the shoulder of the Kenyan as they come through the belt.
That's Bekele in 3rd from Ethiopia, and Liam Boyan Patton. And a tumble down here on the first turn. And on the backstretch now, here is Willis.
Now Willis is taking off. Lalang is a Commonwealth champion in the 800, and as you mentioned, Tim, sub 143, but he didn't have any cover of that move by Willis.
Well, that's a bizarre 200-meter stretch there. Willis has taken 20 meters out of the field. He's moving well, but Lalang should have been able to cope with that. And I mean, this is now just an exhibition last lap from Willis. He looks fabulous.
And down the home stretch he comes. Nick Willis making his first visit here to Drake Stadium. Wants to enjoy the crowd and the moment. Got a lot of titles to his credit. He'll add another one. The 1-mile champion here at the Drake Relays. Finishing in 2nd is Miles Batty. 3:55.70, 53.9 on the final lap for Willis.
Well, it's a world best, of course, 3:55.70. That was a very casual one from Nick Willis. There are not too many athletes around, certainly amongst the non-East Africans, who can wave down the home straight and almost jog the last 30 or 40 meters and run 3:55 for a mile. Nick Willis there, clearly coming off that Southern Hemisphere season at a bit of an advantage compared with many of these other lads. But boy, oh boy, did the opposition falter there as he kicked hard after the bell. And I'm kind of surprised at how easy that win was.
Let's go back and look at the final lap here. And you see the tumble. I believe that's Casorio who hits the ground.
And Willis tearing away from the opposition. Look at the cadence there of the man on the left. Lalang, it's almost like he didn't read the signs. You'd think there was a lap and a half to go, the way he's fallen asleep. And the guys behind him maybe don't get a good view of Willis. But before there's time for them to do anything about it, he opens up 15-20 meters and the race is gone.
And looked very comfortable, and gotta love the reaction that he has to the crowd. And they gave him good reaction in return. A standing ovation as he comes across the line. Fastest time in the world this year as he takes a few more seconds off that time back in January. 3:55.70. Miles Batty with a strong performance, 3:58.96. Evander Vesthuizen, 3:59.06. So our top 3 under that 4-minute barrier. But it's a happy Nick Willis enjoys his sunny day on the blue oval at Drake.
Relays brought to you by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Welcome back to Drake. Do not adjust your sets. One of the highlights of the Drake Relays is a Bulldog selection contest. This is Huckleberry, this year's winner. Beautiful Bulldog. You might want to think differently. I wonder just how fast he can run. I wonder if he'll join the hashtag conversation. You can too join the discussion about the USATF now if you want. Access exclusive content and chat with other track and field fans about the event on Twitter by using hashtag USATF. Well, Paul, some collegiate racing in the relays now. The Hy-Vee Cup, can you explain the point scores?
It was a nice idea to bring a team competition into some of the relay races. 5 events on both the men's and the women's side. You see the standings after 3 on the women's side, with Illinois ahead of Minnesota and Alabama. Here's the 4x100 meter relay, the 4th event of the 5-event sequence. Coming into the race Really, Georgia and Illinois the favorites. And you see Georgia in 4 and Illinois in lane 5. Illinois going into this race with a chance to clinch the cup with a victory. Brought a phenomenal squad of relay participants in, but they knew they were going to have a battle on their hands with Georgia.
Well, the weather getting better and better throughout the afternoon, and these young ladies sprinting in lovely warm sunshine around the final bend there. And as ever, those changeovers so critical and make the difference between a mediocre team coming out on top or not.
And keep your eye on the inside. Ashley Spencer just continues to turn over the legs and wins it going away. In fact, Ohio State actually caught Georgia for second, and in the